What is preventing you from having everything you want in life? If you're not willing, anybody that's listening to this, if you're not willing to admit that you could make some changes in your life to become a better person, then I don't know. You and I don't have nothing in common. And you're probably not watching my show. I am going to do great things. I'm going to help a lot of people. And I really believe that for the first time in my life. I'm going to help a lot of people. And that's what I care about. I want to help people, man. I want to help people feel as good as I feel. That's what I'm doing with this show. I'm going to come back and watch these episodes because right now no one's watching me. You know, I don't got a lot of motion right now. I don't got a lot of traction. But I know what I'm doing when this camera's off. I know every Friday I get to go speak to these guys who are in treatment where I once was and pour into them, and they see me, they see the stuff that I'm doing, the stuff that I have, and they weigh it against the things that I'm telling them, and they know I'm not lying to them. If you're watching this and you are in that place, maybe you're not sober yet, but you're thinking about wanting to be sober, or you know, even if you don't have a substance use disorder or a problem with drugs or alcohol, and you want to make positive changes, you want to better your life, it's possible. I'm here to tell you it's possible. I grew up from nothing. I come from nothing. Every single thing that I said I was going to do since I got sober, I've done it. And if for nothing else, that's how I know that what I'm doing right here with this, it's going to go as far as I'm willing to take it. This show, this stuff that I'm doing on camera, this podcast, I get in front of this thing every week and I pour my heart out. It's going to go as far as I'm willing to take it. The only thing that's going to stop me from being successful is if I quit. And that goes for any of you. Whatever it is that you want to do, even if you don't believe that you can do it, I believe you can do it. And sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you need somebody to believe in you before you believe in yourself. I had that in my life. I was lucky enough to say, I am lucky enough to say that I had that in my life. I had a couple of people. My wife believed in me before I believed in myself. My friend Richie, he saw something in me before I saw it in myself. And if you don't have that in your life, I'm telling you, I believe in you. Reach out to me. Please. I'm just so lucky to have Patrice. I appreciate, thank you God for putting Patrice in my life. I am blessed beyond measure. I grew up dirt poor. Both of my parents are drug addicts. You can have a better life. I'm living proof. I'm living proof that what I'm saying right now is the truth. If you want a better life, you can have a better life. And if you need some help, reach out to me. If you need someone to cheer you on, reach out to me. If you want to know the things that I did to get to where I'm at, reach out to me. I mean, I don't have everything, but I have everything I want. I'm happily married. My wife and I have my wife has never heard me raise my voice, ever. I've never called my wife outside of her name unless it's our little cute names we have for each other. You can have that too. I'm not special. I'm not smarter than you. There are some things that I did to get to that point in my life because I wasn't always able to say those things. You know? right now, as I speak, I'm driving a brand new car. This is a 2025. I had 40 miles on it when I got it. When I first got sober, I was making $12 an hour shoveling horse crap. The job I have today, I got hired in to a company with no experience, making more than 3 times that, what I just said. And I can't take the credit for that because I know it was God. I understand that nobody wants to admit that they're powerless over anything. That's why the first step is the hardest step, man. Admitting you're powerless, man, especially, you know, for a lot of men, that's the hardest. They can't even wrap their heads around that. I know the first time I ever heard of the steps, the 12 steps of AA, as soon as they read that step, the first step, I was like, yeah, right. I ain't powerless over anything. But I'm sitting in detox. Make that make sense. I am powerless over drugs and alcohol. I have lost the ability to use any mood or mind-altering substance in a recreational way. And I'm okay with that today. If that's what it took to get to this, to get to what I have today, I can do whatever I want. I can go wherever I want to go. All it took was for me to come to terms with the fact that I am powerless over drugs and alcohol. You can have anything you want, but you cannot have your cake and eat it too. We had such a good meeting tonight at the house, man. And the main topic was this, and I'm going to ask you this. I would encourage you to, you know, leave me a comment and answer this question if you can. What is standing in your way from what I just described? What is preventing you from having everything you want in life? And I'm not asking you, I don't want no surface level answer, you know, honesty, you know, fear. Fear's a good answer, but what? Fear of what? Because let me tell you, there was so much fear surrounding my decision to get sober because I knew what I was going to have to give up. I also knew that if I didn't make a change, I was not going to live much longer. I knew that if I didn't figure it out, if I did not make a change, I was going to die. It started right there. You know, my mom was the first person I ever used heroin with. She was also the first person I ever seen overdose. It was a scary thing. If I close my eyes, I can still see what her face looked like when she overdosed. She was gone. There was no soul left in her body. And when I got arrested, for the first 30 days I was in jail, at least, all I could think about was my mom was gonna die and it was gonna be my fault because I'm not there to save her. I really believe that, you know? And for a while, I felt so guilty for getting sober and leaving my mom where she was at. I felt selfish. But you can't help anybody if you can't help yourself. I don't care how cliche this sounds. That's why if you ever been in an airplane, before you take off, they tell you, and in case of an emergency, this oxygen mask falls, drops down from the ceiling, put it on yourself before you help anybody. You can't help nobody if you can't help yourself. I knew that if I was gonna get sober, that I couldn't have any kind. I'd have to cut my mom off. And I love my mom. Mom, if you ever see this, I love you. But it comes, eventually you're going to have to choose between yourself and everybody else. And for the first time in my life, I chose myself. And I never, ever thought my life could be this good. That is waiting for you. Anybody that's watching this. Your life can be better than you could even fathom. No one in my family's ever went to the dealership and left with a brand new car. Not that I know of anyways. You can do great things. You can do hard things. What are you willing to sacrifice? I look forward to the day where I come back and watch this episode right here and hear myself say, I know that this podcast, this thing I'm doing, it's going to go as far as I want to take it. One day you're going to see me on Joe Rogan or Sean Ryan or Theo Von's podcast, and I'm going to be sitting at the same table as them. I'm building that table right now. The only thing that can stop you from having everything you want is you. The only way that you fail is if you quit. I want you to tell me in the comments. Listen. Everybody, every single one of you, you have something in you that's great. You were born for a reason, man. And if you're alive and you can hear the sound of my voice, there's a reason why you're alive. There's a reason why you're alive. Every single one of you has something great about you. And if you could just take a quarter of the amount of energy you put into maintaining your addiction, into pursuing that one thing in you that's great, there's nothing that you can't do. It takes an incredible amount of tenacity to maintain any kind of an addiction. If you can just take a quarter of that energy and put it into something that is great within you, there's nothing that you can't do. Tell me in the comments one thing that is great about you. This is what I told the guys before I left. I said, listen, this is what I want you to do for me. I go every Friday. I said, before next Friday, I want you to write 3 things down that you want to accomplish in sobriety. And then I want you to identify one thing about you that is great. And I want you to write it down, and we're going to talk about it next week. So if you've made it this far in the video, I want you to identify one thing about you that is great, and tell me in the comments about it. And until next week, I love you, and I'm out.